The newest addition to the bread baking scene in Washington, D.C. is Seylou. The word means majestic bird in the West African language Mandinka. Seylou was inspired by a trip to Senegal by bakery co-owner Jonathan Bethany more than 15 years ago. The music student went to learn West African drumming, but became more interested in working with local farmers. He wanted to help villagers who were struggling for their next meal. When he came back to the U.S., he started working in restaurants and discovered a passion for baking. His main ingredients, the grains, are freshly harvested from local farms.
We use about 20 different varieties of grains, and that's all organic.
Bethany grinds all of his wheat on site, the only bakery in Washington that does that.
I really like the freshness that milling your own grains brings to the aroma and the flavor of the bread.
Bethany's unique approach to bread making caught the attention of Sam Fromartz, author of a book aptly titled In Search of the Perfect Loaf. He says knowing how to mill and knowing which grains to use is what gives each type of bread its unique texture and taste.
So Jonathan, in a sense, is adjusting to each batch of grain that he mills. One type of flour from a particular grain might ferment really quickly. Another may take much longer. One might be really appropriate for, say, a baguette like this, and another type of flour might not be appropriate for that. So he's kind of mixing and matching and playing with his ingredients. So it adds another layer to the process.
Seylou is one of just a few bakeries in the nation that sells 100% whole wheat sourdough bread, and its pastry products are also made from whole grains and contain no refined white sugar. Bethany is able to do that by surrounding himself with like-minded people, a pastry chef willing to experiment with non-traditional ingredients, and a supportive wife, a teacher and yoga instructor who became his business partner.
It's a very rewarding opportunity for me to get to meet all kinds of great people walking in through the door and working with our staff and working with the farmers that we work with on a regular basis.
Seylou's breads are nutritious, rich in natural minerals, vitamins, and essential acids. But it's the taste that brings customers back.
It has so many things going on at once, like especially the bread. When you bite in, the crust is crispy, but the inside has it has a bounce and a texture.
Bethany forms each loaf by hand, feeding them one by one into a wood-fired oven. Each loaf takes about 36 hours from start to finish, a long, involved process that requires commitment and heart. But as his customers say, the results are worth waiting for. For writer Faiza Elmasry, I'm Faith Lapidus, VOA News.